Have you ever heard rumors about homeschoolers being more successful than conventional schoolers? Hi guys, it's Jada from progressiveschooling.com, and today I'm here to talk to you about how this rumor is true, and here's the proof. Homeschooling started gaining popularity ever since the 1980s when it got reintroduced to the US. Since then, there's been many studies of homeschoolers, their success rates overall. So most of these studies have been academic success, and normally when they do these studies, they compare homeschooled students versus public schooled students or private or Catholic school students. So most of the studies that are academic have proven to show that homeschoolers do better on tests, exams, and they have a higher scoring GPA overall. An American study done in 2009 showed that the homeschooler graduation rate was also higher than public, Catholic, and private schoolers' graduation rates. Their graduation rate was 66%, where the public schooled students' graduation rate was 58%, and Catholic and private schooled students' graduation rates were even lower. And this was graduation rates for a 4-year college diploma or degree. The U.S. Department did a big study of homeschoolers. There were over 12,000 homeschooled students that they did the research on, and they compared the homeschooled students' scores on all these tests to the public schooler scores, or just the general U.S. on the other tests, and the results were very different. For homeschoolers, they got around, these were like academic tests, so like maths and Englishes and things like that. And homeschoolers got around 80 to 90th percentile for all of the subjects, whereas the public schooled students were more around the 50th percentile for their average scores. So homeschoolers did quite a lot better in those scores. Okay, so let's talk about non-academic success now. So, success is really hard to be defined for homeschoolers just by academic success. And a lot of the researches and studies say that homeschoolers are more successful than everyone else just because they do better academically. But I think success is a lot more than just grades and stuff. So I was curious to see if homeschoolers are more successful in other ways. So I wanted to find out the differences between homeschoolers and the general US for other types of things, not just academics. So I found a study that was done in 2003 by the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, and they did a big research survey thing for homeschooled adults versus the general US. And one of the questions was, how exciting do you find life? 73% of the homeschooled adults said they found life exciting, whereas 47% of the general US found life exciting. They also asked the question, how satisfied do you feel with the work you do? The results were very different also. The homeschooled adults said that 61% of them said they were satisfied, and 40% of the general US said they were satisfied with the work they do. So this is quite a big difference, and I also found out that homeschoolers normally participate in more community work, and they do more volunteering for local community things. A common question is, why are homeschoolers more successful? There's not an exact answer to that, but some people have different ideas. So homeschoolers growing up have a lot more freedom to do things that interest them, and they can do a lot more things that they enjoy doing. And doing that type of thing can make it easier for them to know what they want to do when they're older, or it makes them more passionate about the work they do. So homeschoolers do really well in universities and stuff, and a common theory to why is because when you're growing up going to public school or whatever type of school you go to, you're doing the same thing everyone else is doing, and you're going to classes every day. And university is kind of similar, although you have a little bit more freedom, but for conventional schooled students, they're used to doing that when they go into university. For homeschooled students, they might have a bit more motivation when they go into university they want to do it more because they're not used to doing that. So it's something a little bit different and it changes things up for them. Whereas for public school students, they're kind of used to that already, going to school every day and doing that specific schedule. And another motivation towards why homeschoolers might do better in university could be because they're motivated to prove that people like them, homeschooled students, can do well, and they do well. They've proven that. So that is all I have to say about homeschooler success. If you're interested in more stats about homeschooling, or you want to know more about these research studies, I made a bunch of charts on my website on the post I did about homeschooler success, so you can go check that out at progressiveschooling.com/stats, or you can find it in the description below. So I just want to say again that all the things I found in this video are from research studies that I found on the internet. None of this is my own research, so I just want to make that clear. And this is just the results based on what these studies say. There might be other studies that I don't know about, but I find these results very interesting, and I hope you do too. Thanks so much for watching.